All right, guys, let me know that you can hear me. I'm looking for Leana. I'll give it a minute. Let me see. Yeah. Hey, guys. All right. Let me know that you guys can hear me okay. Let me see. Did I send it to her? Maybe not. Okay, hold on. Hold on, guys. This is what happens live. I like to do a test run of things usually. Okay. Okay, Leana should have it now. I think somehow I sent it to myself, maybe. Am I loud enough? Loud and clear? Okay. Okay, so Leana should be coming soon, hopefully. Where are we going at this point? That's pretty funny. So hopefully, let me see. I did get a notification that Crafty Life has gone live. Oh, thank you, Sheila, for posting it in the Facebook group. Okay, I see that. There's my. Okay, I see that. We don't want to hear my voice a second time. Oh, hi, Denise. You subscribed via Leana. That's cool. Okay. So I will remind everybody, make sure you have your live or all chat enabled instead of just top chat. Okay, I'm looking around. Hopefully, Leana. Sometimes when you send, sometimes when you send links via email, it just takes a while for the link to get through because depending on what your email server is, they like to, try and weed out, I think, when you're just getting a link, although I know that doesn't work indefinitely, like completely. Okay, so there's that. Sorry, I'm just looking around, making sure I'm not missing anything. Hopefully that doesn't. Okay. Check again, Leana. Let me see my sent folders. Oh yeah, it went through a few minutes ago, 4 or 5 minutes ago, for me. Sheila. Regina, no, I haven't because actually I got one because the shop I got from is from a shop that's closing here at the end of March. And when I found out they were closing, I just went over there. And I didn't realize they were on the hop because I haven't really looked through the book. My energy's been so low, so I've not been able to do any of that stuff. And I know my husband doesn't really want to go around to all of them with me. Oh, you got your first one today? I got my first one. Sorry, I'm just checking on Leana, making sure. I'm not sure what that is, Leana. Are you wanting me to text it to you at that number? Oh, that's right, Sheila, your shoulder. Okay, Leana, I'll do that. I'll text it to you. Hold, please. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic. How many quilters does it take to start a live stream? Okay. Make sure I got that right. Okay. You can go play the Powerball after this, Sheila. I think it's really high right now. I've seen signs. Okay, I think that's, yes. Okay, there we go. All righty. Mitzi's packing. What are you packing for, Mitzi? Are you going somewhere? Oh, she's on her way. Leanna's on her way. I gotta look around. Where are you going, Mitzi? Rebecca, really good at machine embroidery. I mean, I wouldn't say really good. I know my way around the machine, but yay. After a few different starts, Tessa, yes, we're getting there. I don't see. Oh. Pat Sloan's Table Topper Sampler from 2022. Taking, okay.
It's 9 o'clock. This is my bedtime.
Oh, hold on. I think I have some. I can't hear you, Leana, but can everybody else hear you?
I have no idea.
I must have did something.
Regina says, there I am. Do you hear me?
Can you guys hear Leana? I can't hear her, but I think it's just me.
I can hear her. Okay. Boy, 9 o'clock, I'm normally
Like, I think
asleep
I
at
did
this
something
time,
to my
but now
audio.
I'm wide awake. I took a nap to watch Crystal
Okay, hold
tonight.
on a second. You talk to Leana.
All right, so let's see. I got to go back because yes, Mitzi, you're taking an embroidery class. I did hear that beforehand. Let's see.
There we go. Gotcha. I have so many different setups here. Like every time I change something, I got to switch here, there. So you have the option to post or stream on your channel or wherever you want. I'm not sure
Yeah,
how
I
you
have
do
no
that.
idea. I don't know how one does that, so I'm happy. We're good.
Okay.
Let's see. Leana, are you starting spring break today? No, I am not starting spring break today. I'm starting spring break next week. So right now it's 9 o'clock here. So I will be starting my spring break and my traveling. So next week, probably Sunday, because traveling Saturday and all that. You'll see me, but I won't be in New York. Let's see, Mitzi, Leon, I have my swap laid out probably in the mail Monday or Wednesday. There's no rush. It's fine. I know it'll get to me.
Is this for the one we just did, the March one?
No, so I remember we kind of talked a little bit about the fabric swap. I'm in 2 fabric swaps.
Okay.
One is 10-inch squares and one is fat quarters. The fat quarters is run through soft squares, and the 10-inch squares are run through a private group that's closed.
Okay.
Yes, Shirley, I'm going to Puerto Rico. And yes, I will be doing lives while I'm in Puerto Rico. I was sitting there thinking today, am I really going to have time to lug out all my quilting stuff out of the shed and set it up? Because I normally do that in the summer. I'm there for 2 months. I don't think I'm going to do it for 1 week. I think I'm just going to bring you guys to eating. I think we're just going to eat and dance at this point because I don't think it's worth it for me to pull everything out. By the time I pull everything out, I have to put it all away, and it's a big schlep to unpack everything. I just need to unpack my clothes.
You go stay with your mom?
Yes. Yep. I do. And then I have, because I travel so much back and forth, and because I've taken care of the house before, I have a place in the shed which has about 10 buckets, and when I mean buckets, they're huge buckets. It's like I have another life, so I unpack it all and then I pack it all away.
Oh, at your mom's? All this stuff is at your mom's?
All my stuff is at my mom's in the shed, yes. Because prior to her retiring there, I used to take care of the house when my grandparents had it. And my grandmother's still there. So
okay.
I had all my stuff out, but they are both retired in that house right now. So my stuff just goes in the shed and we go back and forth. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
It's really not, minimal. I have minimal there. I'm trying to, so when I'm looking down, it's because I'm reading in the comments here because I can't read up on any of the comments. Oh, there is no comments up there.
There are. You should be able to see them.
Oh,
maybe look around.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah,
you might have it on private chat.
I don't know. It says you're in the show. It's okay. I have my laptop up because I had to go ahead and set my live on the laptop because when I set it up on the phone the first time, I had a lot of spammers immediately coming in saying inappropriate things. I don't know if anybody noticed that. So I was like, okay, I'm getting off this live and setting it up on my computer.
Let me see.
I don't know. I missed something. Be careful what you wish. Something about daughters. Oh, wait, here, Shirley, that's a lot to do. Quilting, yes, to food and drinking and dancing. Yeah, there'll be beach times, I think.
You can choose. Yeah. It's probably something as far as you being able to see the comments. It's something you have to probably select somewhere. So
Yeah, it's okay because I had these. Yes, I had progressives with
Oh,
three different prescriptions on it. So half
oh,
the time I have to, when I'm on my phone, I have to go like this. So at
oh,
least at my computer, I don't have to take them off.
oh, I see, I see, I
Yeah,
see.
yeah. No, this is what happens when you get old. Like we start having to have all these things.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have not mastered the whole progressive thing, and I've worn them now for 4 years.
My husband loves them. He started
Everybody,
wearing them.
I mean,
And
let me tell you, I haven't mastered where all my prescriptions are. And the 1 year after the first year, I was like, this is ridiculous. I'm going to go to reading glasses and then I'm going to go to my progressives. Well, when they brought my new glasses in, I put them on and it was like I was on a rocking boat. I was like a constant seasick motion sickness. It was horrible. So I've learned I can never not have progressives.
mm,
And they explain because of my vision. Yeah, it's a mess. But when I can read comments off of the computer, just not my phone as easily.
yeah,
I'm thinking about getting surgery, that
that
LASIX,
would
but I don't
probably
know.
be helpful.
It scares me, but a lot of people I know swear by it.
So, Regina, I think because she's using her camera or her phone to do it, and the phone I think is limited, right? What maybe I'm not sure, or maybe if you did it sideways, I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Am I tiny now, Regina? Or was I tiny
Well,
before?
you're it's like you know that it's like portrait, but it's not filled out. You see how I'm filled out
Oh,
in my screen?
what happens if I do this? Is that
Ha!
better?
There you go.
Okay. There we go. Yes. Oh, it's a good thing I'm wearing these PJ. Oh, yes, and it's a good thing. Good thing I didn't take anything off. Would have
There
been a
you
different
go.
kind of show tonight.
There
Oh.
you go. Now you know. That's better. So now you're bigger. It's not you're because you look further away and it's a little bit smaller, depending on what, device people are using.
I must have been because I had a portrait and not landscape, I think. So it's all right. I'm glad it's better, Regina. So how's everybody doing? Everybody's on here. Hopefully, Crystal's having a good date night.
Yes.
It's probably
I
very
remember.
much needed when you have kiddos. You have
Mhm.
you have kiddos around her age as well?
No, my kids are older.
Oh, okay. So I mean, I remember those times. You need
Mhm.
you need some time, especially
When you
when the
had a
kids aren't
moment.
around. I always wondered why you did it that way, Leanna.
I think she means
Oh,
you recorded
my.
it.
Sometimes so my lives say so yeah, because I'm on StreamYard. If I did this on a live, it would not do that on a YouTube live. It says that I have to be portrait.
Oh. So do you go live directly through YouTube or do you use
I go
something else?
direct. I do everything directly through YouTube. I
There's
I
more
have no idea.
options. Yeah.
I have no idea how to use StreamYard, and no one that here knows what StreamYard is. So I've asked. Everyone's like, "What?"
Crystal
Nobody
uses
knows.
StreamYard. Crystal uses StreamYard, which is why I was using it because, of course, when you first do it, you see YouTube, it tells you can go live, but I think you have less options to do things, to make things your own and to make it how you like it on if you go directly through YouTube.
Yeah, I know. Right now, I just do YouTube, and then I do the content, like add a content creator, and I just hit that button, and
Mm,
that's how I've been doing it.
yeah.
Um, my son said something about that he knows StreamYard, but then we haven't been even though we live in the same house because he's moved back in for a bit. We seem to not be around at the same time. Like he's not here right now, and
It's not difficult. I would maybe have you done a live with Crystal yet? Because she uses
no.
StreamYard. Well, you see, like how I
Hmm.
invited you, it's the same general idea, and it's really easy. You don't have to do much.
How do you connect YouTube to StreamYard though?
The first time I did it, it sets it up, and there's a process for that, but it was easy. It's easy. They ask for things and you verify this and that, whatever. So it all goes through, but it's nice because like I have this huge screen with the comments on the side. I can see the comments, and I can have options to, like, I can change us to like this. I can change us to like that, or which one is that? I can't see that one. Or this or whatever.
Well, I will play with it. I will play with it more. I will. Tomorrow I will be going on a live at noon to finish up the Showstopper quilt. I've come a little bit obsessed with it because today at lunch I didn't have a lot to do. Normally I have like half square triangles to trim, or flying geese or something to trim, but I didn't have anything to trim. So I decided to cut another Showstopper because, like, why not cut another quilt? Why not add another thing to my...
I find it hard to believe that you don't have stuff to do.
Well, when I'm at school, I'm limited. I have an hour, I have my half-hour lunch and my breaks, and they're together because that's the only way my schedule works in the building. And most people's schedule is not like that. And so, yeah, so I cut another Showstopper quilt to put together, and it's going to be all Easter bunnies and panels. So I'm going to show you how to make a Showstopper with panels. Yes.
So
yes, Sheila, what?
You have a large chunk of time while you're at school to do all this stuff?
I do, because so normally the way scheduling goes is like you get a half-hour lunch and 2 15-minute breaks, and normally they're spaced out, and they're supposed to be spaced out. But for my schedule, it doesn't work that way because I greet every child in the morning, deal with any bus issues. The children come in, then, children come in late, and then, teachers need stuff all morning. And because morning is when you have the most, at least in New York, or at least in our school, in our district, the morning classes are all like the important classes. Like, not that the afternoons aren't important. They're important, but they're not your basic core curriculum.
Yeah.
They're like more like science, social studies, art, stuff like that. Though our art classes are throughout the day, and so is our music and whatnot. But for the most part, a lot of reading and math happens in the morning. So I'm needed to make sure everybody has what they need. And then I do the lunch, because the cafeteria lady says, if you do not run our kitchen, it's a nightmare. So I'm a chef, hence my name. So I run, so there's a whole staff of kitchen staff in there, but I run all the kids through the orders, and I run it like a restaurant. And
oh my gosh.
I'm the only one who does that in the whole, we've got 4 or 5 schools in our school district. I'm the only one. And next year our school is closing and we're consolidating. And so the cafeteria ladies are moving to another school, and they're like, Leana, I can't believe you're not going to our school, because I'm going to a different school. And they're like, oh my God, we're going to be so lost. Who's going to shout out all the orders the way, because it is efficient. The way I do it is efficient. I've run kitchen for years. So, and I get those kids through that line, and they know exactly what they're giving the kids. And yeah.
What grade do you teach?
Well, no, I'm staff. I'm in the office. I'm staff. I used to do ESL as a second language. I used to do paraprofessional level 3 with them. So teaching assistant. And then I worked with the ESL teacher. And so I pulled out kids and we did some stuff. And then I did special ed for years. And then I had an injury. And so I needed to recover. So they're like, there is no position like mine per se. They're just,
they made a position for you,
kind of, in a way. I'm in a position that's a legitimate position, but my position is not in a classroom. It's more project managing the teachers, basically. Like, I had a conversation with the teacher and she said, Leana, I would really like to have a naked leprechaun run around my room. And when she told me that this afternoon, I'm like, wait, back up. What does that have to do with me? Because like that was a 10 a.m. discussion. And she's like, well, I was wondering if you can make clothes for the leprechaun. So like they just come up with wild stuff. And of course I made leprechaun clothes and I think I posted it on YouTube today.
Oh, that's
Um,
funny.
yeah, but then I have like serious things where she came and she's like, listen, I need an addition game. It needs to be match up. And, and she says that I need it in 6 different colors and 6 different decks. Because basically I'm like organizer. They task me with a project. I do the project, I organize it, and I deliver it to them.
Wow, that's
And I
nice.
deliver it to them like immediately, not like 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
The way I quilt is the way I work too. So they get it pretty fast. So anyway, of course I went on a tangent that has nothing to do with my lunch, but in any case, I need a chunk to be in the morning and a chunk in the afternoon. So it leaves me this little 1 hour. And that's when I quickly eat and trim or cut fabric.
Regina's asking if you're going to need any more of that purple Tula fabric.
Purple Tula Regina. Are you going, you saw it on LQS. What's LQS?
Her local quilt shop.
Oh, thank you. So I have this because tomorrow we're going to finish it off. Oh, I have to upload block 4 tomorrow, don't I? I'll upload block 4 tomorrow morning, and then I'll have the live in the afternoon. I have this much, which is a 1/4 yard. I think I don't know. I think I want to try to make it work because, well, why am I telling you this? Then you guys are not going to come back at 12. That's all right. So I think I'm going to make it work. This is the first border of the showstopper. This is going to be my second. And then it ends there, but I want to extend it more. And because I'm using this, I might throw this in. I'm not sure yet. That's what we're going to discuss tomorrow. So it may look like this. But
Sheila
thank you.
Sheila says you're the queen of making it work.
I am. I'm trying to just make it work because I'm trying to get rid of some stash so I can fit some new stash. As you see, I have an ultimate quilty box challenge that someone sent me. So that's also up on the docket.
No, can't really see it. I've been doing, not much lately because my energy's just been so low, but and not even like not much, not on Facebook, not on YouTube.
I saw that, but I knew that you had just gone over COVID and you were not well, right? Because you had said that.
Yeah, but I'm also anemic, so
Right.
I'm going through that right now.
Oh.
And so where your energy levels just non-existent. So going through that, and you can see where some of my battle scars.
Are those the infusion scars?
Yeah.
From the infusions?
Yeah, I have this one.
Yeah. So you got that gene. That's a very typical, that is a gene found in our genetics. I did not get that gene that I know of, because I would have known that a long time ago.
Yeah.
You must have been doing this since you were a younger kid, like a
it started noticeably because I've never had like heavy periods or anything like that, or a reason to really have low iron noticeably that I knew of. But I started noticing low energy. Must have been my early 30s. It's been a long time. I've been on iron supplements for a long time. And then then it just got worse as time went on,
Mhm.
and supplements aren't enough. But I also am not a huge, not that I don't eat meat, because I do eat meat, but I'm not like, a steak every night kind of person or whatever. I'm just not like that. And so um my doctor, who, she's a vegetarian, she's like, eat some liver if you can. We need to get you eat some liver, have some red meat, all those things. And I'm like, oh, okay, but it's not like I don't eat the stuff. It's just, but she said the same thing. She goes, some people just, their iron is low and doesn't matter. It just takes a lot to get it back. And,
Well, it's important to take care of yourself, because that's what I say at the end of all my videos. Take care of yourself.
yeah,
I knew when I didn't see you that you were taking care of yourself, because the first time I had COVID in September, I was a mess until I got it a second time in December. I was just
oh,
at my acupuncturist and we were just discussing how weird, like from September and December, my medical life was intense.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
you guys don't know a lot of, but it was really intense. It was to the point that I was going to have exploratory surgery in January.
yeah,
That's how crazy my COVID, long COVID, after COVID, whatever you want to call it,
yeah.
was doing. I mean, it really went spiraled out of control. I was in and out of the hospital, and nobody had any nobody
Clue.
knew why my, except for that I have a lot of autoimmune.
Hmm.
And because I have a lot of autoimmune, they figured that maybe COVID had somehow, like, just kicked it all in gear, let's say.
Yeah.
But
Now,
then
was this your first time getting COVID? Back in
no, it
September?
wasn't. Well, September was my second time.
Okay.
I had it the year before, and like a
Oh,
whole year before. Like I got it in August the last time, and then September this past year. And then I had it in December where I was really, really, really sick, sicker
yeah.
than any other two times of COVID. But as I healed, then everything disappeared. And I went to the doctors and they canceled surgery. And I went to the
Good.
acupuncturist. It was like, wow, your body's doing great. And she hadn't seen me. The last time she saw me was I was slated for surgery, and she saw my body and she's like, wow, Leana, yeah, there's nothing more I can do. And it's just a weird thing. So
Yeah.
hopefully it'll pass. I'm hoping. We're gonna pray that it passes, Rebecca. It doesn't
Yes.
get any worse.
And keep all those children at bay. Stay
Oh,
away.
oh, today on the lunch line, I'm over there calling soups and salads and sandwiches, because our kids, I mean, they're spoiled. When I went to school, there was just one thing: hot lunch. These kids
Yes.
they get to order whatever they want, just like a restaurant. But they were all hacking up a lung, like all of them. And the
Oh,
nurse is across the way, the hallway, and I'm calling for the nurse. And she's like, what? I was like, I need a mask. Like, you need to bring me a mask immediately, because I was starting to freak out. Everybody was coughing.
have your can of Lysol or whatever and bring
I
a
know.
barrier.
And then the teacher came up to me and she says, well, you're lucky. You were at least far away. We all got spit in the face by their coughs. I'm like, oh, oh, there's many teachers out there. Don't we have teachers out there? Regina, aren't you a teacher? I think Regina's a teacher, or maybe not. Chloe,
Uh,
someone's a teacher out there.
maybe. There's not that many people. Nobody comes to watch me. So these are the diehards here. Um,
That's okay. We're here for them anyway, right? Yes, Regina's a teacher. I knew she was a teacher. So, yes, Regina, do you ever get that feeling when your whole class is coughing at you and you just want to run? That was the feeling a lot of us teachers had today.
get one of those, the face shields.
Oh, I have a ton of those. Oh, that's a good idea. I'm going to bring those in on Monday and give it to the teachers, because
There
I
you
don't
go.
use them. But I said to him, what are we going to do? I have literally a box of 20 of them, and I wanted to get them out of the room. I'm trying to just get rid of stuff. And that's what I'm going to do with them.
She's got
Okay,
a
yes,
special
here. LOL, especially, yeah. The kinders, yeah.
I would imagine they're.
So your children are older, like teenagers, or like older, like all my kids are in their 20s.
20. They're going to be 22 and 23.
Oh, okay. Oh, same. Okay, same. Well, not the same. I have 23, a 27-year-old, and my daughter is 29. Yep. It's Oh, talking about. Oh no, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. That's right. My daughter sent me a package from her business, so I'm gonna open that up tomorrow. I actually have no idea
Oh.
what's in it, but
What's her business?
so her business is Growth Through Healing. So it's GROWTH and then through THRU and then healing. But it's not .com because there's another company that's .com. It's like .co or something like that. And she suffers from autoimmune. She had JRA. Well, long story short, when she was 8 years old, she actually weirdly started coming down with weird stuff and then ended up in a wheelchair and nobody knew why. And I mean, it was a crazy time. And finally, they realized that she had juvenile rheumatoid arthritis.
Oh, okay.
And once they figured that out, we got treatment. She went to Shriners Hospital. I used to drive her about 3 hours away to get treatment all the time and see
Oh,
doctors
wow.
and whatnot. Yeah. And she's now up in Boston. So Shriners was in Springfield, Massachusetts. And then when she aged out of Shriners, they sent her up to Boston into like one of the best units for rheumatoid arthritis. And, you know, they say, yeah, you have rheumatoid arthritis, but you have a whole lot more. So, yeah, so she has a lot. It's not my story to tell because there's a lot more other stuff. Let's
Yeah.
just say I can't have grandkids because of one of the autoimmune has destroyed some of her organs and whatnot. Um, and she's actually in clinical trials as we speak right now
Oh.
with like Harvard Medical and all those like medical institutions out there
Yeah.
because she has one of the best medical records because since she was a Shriners patient, we have all the medical records from the moment she had her onset to where
Yeah.
she is now,
So
which
there's a
is
lot of documentation and things that they can
documentation
study.
and data.
Yeah.
And so she's going through that. And while she's been going through this journey, she had to go through disability because she actually worked for a long time, even though she was sick, and she had to take a lot of time off, which is hard, right? When you work, because
Yeah.
employers don't like that. And so she had finally gotten approved for disability. And as anyone out there knows, that's not really enough to live on. So she started her website and she makes things. So none of her ailments bother her hands. Where it's interesting because my
That's
hands is an
yeah.
issue. I have issue with my hands. That's where my arthritis is. But hers is not in her hands. And so she makes things. She,
Does she have a YouTube
knits,
channel?
crochet. Hmm?
Does she have a YouTube channel?
I keep telling her she should. So I'm trying to coax her tomorrow to maybe come on my live as a special guest.
Yeah, she
We'll see.
should.
We'll see if it goes.
Because
She's
there's people
now
out
been
there that, not only we should promote her brand, her channel, her website, but she would
her
help other
story.
people. Yes.
So that is actually why her business is called Growth Through Healing. Because she kind of goes through her journey. You're going through her journey with her. Even within her crafting journey, like she's making little stuffies now. I don't have one in here. And she's making jewelry. She's now doing beaded jewelry that's being weaved,
Oh,
like
okay.
it, like really cool weaved in jewelry.
Sheila does beaded
She's
jewelry.
tapping into her roots. We
Oh, yeah.
are our genes go back in Puerto Rico to indigenous people.
Mm-hmm.
So even though they like to say they wiped us all out, clearly they didn't. So because we're still here, they're still in our genes. And
They
so
tried.
she's making a lot of jewelry that represents, a lot of beaded jewelry that's been woven. I'm sure you've seen it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's doing that. And yeah, no, she crochets these wonderful little like squid scrunchies. Sometimes I wear one in my hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think she's getting there. So she graduated so very smart. I don't know how she did it, because here I have my little ailments and I can't imagine like going to school. She went to school full time. She's in the middle of, I don't know if she's finishing her master's.
Mm-hmm.
I know she had to stop because of medical. She was almost all the way to ending it. I think she was like has only a handful more credits.
Yeah.
Um, but she studied social justice. That was her thing. She was
Oh
a
wow.
social justice educator. She worked
Yeah.
as social worker. And when I mean like social worker, I mean not like the CPS lady. It's
Mm.
like who the CPS lady calls
Yeah.
when it's serious.
Yeah.
Like she was going into, which was her last job, which finally she realized she can't do. This is
Social
like
work.
they
That's
throw her
tough.
right into a
Mm-hmm.
neighborhood that's not safe, and the police will close both down and say, okay, now you go in and deal with those people.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's kind of scary for a mom, but she was good. They trusted her, and
That's hard work. I have a cousin that does that, and I say to her all the time, I don't know how you do that. I really don't. She does say she gets to her sometimes and she's got to stop and
yeah.
just kind of, purge almost, but it's I can't imagine.
Yeah, the last job did her in,
Yeah.
because it's sad what people do to their children and
Yeah.
have to witness it day in and day out, and it gets rough. So
I can
she's
only imagine.
so she she is doing her crafty stuff. She
That's
does her
good.
crafty
That's so
stuff.
good. That is good.
And she, I said to her, she has a Facebook page. So if you go to Facebook and go through Growth Through Healing, you'll find her page, and there she does tell you a lot more about her story and what she's going through day to day, and stuff like
That's
that.
cool.
It's neat. It's neat. Um,
You should share
yeah.
that. I'm sure Crystal would love to share that on
I told
her.
her she needs to go. She needs to, yeah. She really does. Maybe I'll share it on Crystal's page, her web page.
Yeah.
It was really nice. Is there was a company who does ergonomic tools
Uh-huh.
for people who craft and jewelry making, I think it is.
Mhm.
And they actually premiered her as one of their
Oh,
premier artists a couple
yeah,
of weeks ago,
that's
to
cool.
say, this is someone who deals with day-to-day stuff and she uses our tools.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah,
I know I'm
it's
always you can't a good tool is important, especially if you want to do it not just disability, but even just as getting older and everything. And I'm a good tool is vital. They're not
is.
always necessary, but if you have it, then it can be what stops you, or it could be what makes or breaks you, right?
Right.
Being able to do what you love or not. And yeah, so that's awesome.
So Regina, the jacket I wore, that bedazzled jacket, she doesn't make those. So she, in her website, she has something called the boutique, and it's items that she found is trending in fashion at that moment, and she will buy some and then add it to her store. Then she has her handmade stuff that she does. And then she has like the artist, she has another tab that says artist. And actually, I'm her featured artist. And it has my quilts in there. And now she bought
Bye, Mitzi. Thanks for coming.
Oh, you leaving, Betsy? Take care. And now she just bought some bows that someone else made who is the same thing, she's also trying to support other artists that are looking to get their stuff out there.
Yeah.
It's great. She's trying to form a community. What she's trying to do is she's trying to use her website to form a community of people who are not going out 9 to 5 because they can't, because they spend majority of the time in doctor's office. Yeah. She's at the doctor's every day. Every day she's at the doctor's for something. Yeah. So it's great. Hi, Vera. I'm glad you found us.
So Sheila said hobbies are great therapy, and yes, they are.
Yes, they are.
For all sorts of reasons. Beadwork was Sheila's therapy after her son passed.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Sheila. And then I guess that's what she's doing, beadwork right now. That's a new thing she picked up.
She makes some pretty cool things.
I'll have to go back. Are you posting? Where are you posting your stuff, Sheila?
Yeah, where's your YouTube channel, Sheila? I guess Shirley's daughter. Or one of the two. One of them, right? Shirley's daughter, I guess, is in CPS. We missed a lot of comments back
yes. Yes, we did. Oh, you don't post much. All right. So, Vera, you just posted your showstopper. Did you not on my page? I mean, a lot of people posted, but I think you completed yours. Or no, it wasn't you. It was Eugenia, I think. But you did post something else. I saw it. I just can't remember right now.
Vera, are you in Texas? Is she in Texas?
Yes, she's in Texas. I don't know where she is in Texas. I used to live in Texas. I lived there for 9 years. Dallas. And then Frisco.
I never thought I'd be back here.
Where were you? Where did you go that you said you're back?
Well, my husband and I were in the military, so we were here years ago. And then when we left, I was like, see you, Texas. It's too hot. Although I lived in Florida, but I grew up in Connecticut, but moved to Florida. I finished high school in Florida, and I loved the heat. But Texas is a whole different kind of heat. It is so different, and the bugs. It's just insane. Everything's bigger in Texas, and that's true.
I remember. Oh, Vera's from near Galveston. I remember we lived in Dallas and for like a year and a half, and then we built a house in Frisco. And when we built the house in Frisco, first of all, I live in upstate New York. Everything is a wooden house, like with plank and country and, it's not the city. I grew up in the city. I'm a Brooklyn girl from the city, but, but up here pretty much it's just different. And so here I'm trying to build a house in Texas with my first husband, and everything was brick and arched windows. And I was just like, I didn't even know where to begin with half of that stuff. But there's no backyards. I don't know where you live. I know you live. Where do you live?
In Dallas, I guess there's not. I'm in Austin area. I'm not I'm in a city just outside of Austin, but it's depending on where you are in Austin, Austin has grown oddly.
I've never been to Austin.
Yeah.
I mean, I just went to Houston. But I always stayed in Dallas. Then we lived in Frisco, and
well, it wasn't much until maybe about 10, 12 years ago, maybe a little bit more. So I don't know how long ago you lived here, but there really wasn't much here. It's the capital city, and it really was just that's all there was to it for the most part. You had some of your artists, type stuff. It was kind of it's a college town as well, so it's
that's right. Is that what Texas A&M is?
I think UT is the main college, but I think there's some there's probably a small outpost or whatever. When there's A&M is not based here.
I just went to that school to watch a graduation when I was in Texas. That was the only time I left Texas, was to go to Texas A&M and go see a graduation and a football
Regina
game.
asks what brought me back to Texas. So when we got out of the military, we moved to California to be near my husband's parents, who are significantly older, and the kids had not been around them much. So we were there, and then we were there much longer than we planned on it. And so now we're trying to get back to Florida, where my mom and my sister and my stepdad are. When my husband, who works for the post office, was looking at jobs, he saw an opening in Austin, and he's like, what about Texas? We could, because we were familiar with the area at the time. And I was like, oh, I guess if you want. But this is the one that picked him up. So this is where we are. So we're making our way back. We're making our way back to Florida.
Yeah, I have a friend right now who's her husband's in the postal, and they're the same thing. but yeah, different. People right now seem to be going everywhere. I mean, I myself, when I'm going down to Puerto Rico, we are looking for a home there for us to. In 5 years, I will be retiring from the school, which is not a shock to anybody. It's not like I'm letting anything out there, 5 or 6 years to pursue what I'm doing now, more full time. And
you plan on going to PR?
Well, we'll still be here. We'll still be here. This home will still be here because my children, I don't know. I still have that mother thing that they have to have a place to go. And also, I've been through Puerto Rico when they had Maria. I wasn't there going through. I had just left there, came home. Then Maria happened, and then I waited till the airports opened, and I went back. So I don't think I could 100% just say, okay, I'm just going to move there, because if something should happen like that, I need to have a home base. My kids need to have a home base. And believe you and me, if any one of my kids end up with a grandbaby, biological or not, I'll be coming right back here so that I can take care of some grandbabies. And they all know it.
Yeah.
So,
I know. I always tell my kids, you want help with your kids, live near me, or make sure, because it's hard to not have grandparents around, depending, I guess. Not all grandparents are the same. But
right. I know. I tell my bro all the time, because I say, just move closer to me. You got built-in babysitting. TT will be there 24/7 for you. I love my little niece so much. Oh my gosh, she's my everything right now. It's of course, my children and my niece. But they're little. So
it's once the kids get to a certain age, you want grandkids instead.
Like little ones.
Yeah.
I know. Someone said here that I think I read someone said they had 25 here. And Vera, yes, it was the Anne of Green Gables.
Where did I see? I think Regina had posted the ages of her kids. Oh no. Mitzi has a grandson that's 24. Regina's kids are 19, 23, and 25. So she's in the same life stage that we are. I am. You've got older ones, but that, she's in an approximate life stage. I know Sheila has one that's around the age of my kids. Her daughter is, I forgot how old her daughter. She's in her 30s, I think.
So Juanita is asking you, Rebecca, what years did you serve in the military?
I was in 98 to 2006. My husband was in 92. No. Hold on. 98. Yeah, 98 to 2003. And my husband was 90 to 2006 or 2005.
And you guys were stationed, you said, in Florida?
No, that's where my mom is. I had graduated high school, and
so
she lives.
I come from a military family, so I mean, we were always in New York in the city. My dad was, of course, Vietnam, Air Force Vietnam. Then he was in the Army. He did lots of West Point cadet physicals because he was medical.
We were
the Armory in Manhattan.
I met my husband at Fort Hood here in Texas, and then from there we went to Germany.
Wow.
And then we moved to California, which my husband's also a military brat, and his parents most of the time were stationed in California, so they settled in California. He had been all over with them, but I guess they kept going back to California. And what? Regina?
My swimmers. I just got that too. I'm like, what? Oh, that's funny.
Really? Why does he want to check them? Why?
Well, apparently this was a topic of discussion. Don't ask me how. I can't tell you where it happened, but someone was talking to me about apparently you got to get it tested because you have immature ones. And if you have immature ones, you're not having babies, I guess. I didn't know. I got a whole education on swimmers. Don't ask me why. I don't even know why I sat there and listened to the conversation or entertained it. But hey.
That's funny.
I felt like, they just wanted to get it off their chest. Whatever.
Yeah.
I used to work at the high school. I worked at the high school 2 different years. That was my only time. I've been in the school since 2000 as a parent and as a PTA president. And then I started working there full time. But out of all those years, which is like 24 years, 2 years I spent in the middle school, high school, and these high schoolers, they come out with some crazy stuff they start talking to you about.
I know. Sometimes I sub, and I only like to do elementary school. And my friend of mine is a sub. He likes to do high school. I'm like, how in the world?
Oh my goodness! You have to read Regina's next remark.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's what Regina. That's the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, is he trying to get somebody pregnant? Why does he need to check? What's going on here?
And Regina, my son's the opposite. Once the girl says that, he's like, okay, goodbye. I'm not ready yet. I said to him though, well, if it should happen, there's a room. I said, I will give up my quilting studio and make it a nursery.
For some grandbabies. Oh, that's cute.
I would give it up. It would be hard. I'd have to, I'd have to turn my shed into a she shed so that I could put all my stuff in.
So let's see. Anita said she started serving in 1973. That's before I was born. Way before. Not way before, I guess, but it's definitely before I was born.
I wonder, Juanita, did you like my dad, was he in 1973? No, because he was Vietnam. So when he was in Vietnam in the Air Force, I don't know what, I really don't know what year that was. But he was in Niagara Falls. He was stationed in Niagara Falls.
70s, wasn't that mid?
Yeah.
I think it ended around 78, 79. They stopped sending people over.
Right.
Something like that. Because my stepdad was in the military. He was trained to go, and then they just stopped right when he was getting ready to go. And it was somewhere around there. I just remember being somewhere around that time frame, 78, 79.
So my dad was going to school to be a doctor during 1973. So he must have been early on. Like he must have served for Vietnam earlier on. I'm assuming. You know what? Unfortunately, my dad's not with us anymore, so I can't ask him. But that's you, Juanita. You're making me wonder now. I have all his medals. I actually have found his first ID card. I have it downstairs on his quilt. And yeah, you know what? I'm going to have to look at that now tomorrow to see. But when I went to Niagara Falls, I don't know, about 5 or 6 years ago, I went and I asked everyone around there, like, where were the men from the Air Force? Where were they stationed during the Vietnam War? And what airfield and whatnot. And I went over and I kind of just looked and perused. I mean, you can't really go in, but, you know, look from the outside. Just trying to get a little glimpse.
Yeah. Well, Sheila said the war ended in 75, but was that the official ending? Because I think they were still sending people over until, because my stepdad,
I don't know. I was born in 75. So my dad graduated college then, because I have pictures of him graduating and me holding me when he was all in his garb. And I was probably 1. So he probably graduated, I would say 76.
Yeah.
You know, as a medic for them. I'm reading. Look at all these ladies with all this knowledge.
I know.
History is not one of my best. I'm getting better. As I'm aging, I'm getting better with the history because now I watch a lot of it. I watch a lot of documentaries and all that.
All that stuff is right up my husband's alley.
When we went to school, history was so dry and
oh my gosh, it was very boring.
So hard for me to. I don't know. Maybe you guys loved it, but it was a really hard class for me to just get.
It was not my thing. It definitely wasn't.
It was not. I was a science and math geek. I definitely was not.
I liked science. I didn't really care for math, but history wasn't interesting to me until I started homeschooling my kids. And of course, you know, this is 20 years after I went to school, 20 plus years, and it was different. The stuff was different, right? It was interesting. And maybe, I don't know.
I mean, I love history now. I watch all kinds of things, but
I don't necessarily want to watch it. Like, that's my husband's stuff, especially about wars and stuff. I really am not interested in that. I do watch it. I'll watch it with my husband. You know, I'm not, you know, it's information and I feel like it's good to know, but I won't pick it.
Gotcha. We know what we would pick. We discussed that last week. Unless you don't watch that. Do you not watch
I don't watch all that stuff that
okay.
No. I don't do that kind of drama either.
Okay.
There's just a point in my life where I couldn't do it. Couldn't deal with it. It was just too much.
Well, I tend to like more my English masterpiece theater stuff, but there's not that much of it out anymore. I think because not many people watch it like I do. All right. I am getting tired. I came on here because it's our Friday night. We all look forward to it.
I know.
I am tired. Next time, you know, we got to we'll talk to Crystal if she needs more date nights. If we know ahead of time, then we can set it all up and not have the craziness that we just had trying to figure it all out.
I know. I'm a test run kind of person. I like to test things out first.
Oh, and see, I'm okay, I'll just go with the flow of things. But then when I realize, wait a second, I don't even have a way, and I'm going to hit the about button and go, oh, you know, all her information is going to be there. I'm like, nope.
I'm so horrible with that. I really am. And I
went to Facebook. I said, no problem. I'll message her. Nope, she does not do Messenger.
My stuff is closed down. Like
Yes,
it's
you have it closed down. Exactly. Well, it was lovely tonight. I loved being with you, and we'll definitely should do it again. You have
yeah,
my number and now my email address.
I do.
So
Thank
feel
you.
free to text, call, or email.
Alrighty.
I guess we should wrap this up. I'll see some of you guys tomorrow at 12. And if not, the rest of you, we might see you on Crystal's Live next week.
So 12 Eastern, right? Yours is 12
Oh,
Eastern.
yes, I'm sorry, 12 Eastern. Yes, I live on the East Coast.
Yeah. So don't forget to go check that out.
Yeah, and don't
Pastry
forget to
Queen.
give this lady a thumbs up on your way out.
Pastry
And
Queen.
yes,
Well, let me. What are you, Pastry Queen Adventures?
Farm Adventures.
Farm
Pastry
Adventures.
Queen, cream, Queen Farm Adventures. Oh, and I'm going to be uploading a St. Patrick's Day Puerto Rican corned beef recipe. I have the video. I just have to launch it.
Okay. St. Patrick's Day Puerto Rican corned beef.
Well, because
Okay.
in Puerto Rico, corned beef is a big thing, right? We
Yeah.
eat a lot of corned beef in Puerto Rico. And it's definitely not like St. Patrick's Day's Puerto, Irish meal. It isn't. So I make Puerto Rican corned beef and Irish soda bread. It's delicious. Two worlds married together.
Yeah.
So anyway, have a lovely evening, everyone.
Yes.
I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Bye. Do you
Thanks for
click this off,
joining.
or do I have to click this off? I'll figure it out.
I will end. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.